Alright, what's going on guys, it's Liam here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about the Arc 2 Spellman pack that has just dropped. Now, this has been a very controversial pack, and I want to talk about why in the video today. Now, before I even get into it, I know I'm going to have people in the comments being like, Liam, not everybody can no-life the game and farm. We need to whale the pack to get the stuff we want. Listen, I get it. That's fair. That's fine. That's reasonable. I'm simply making the whole argument about this to the developers. So the update has been out for roughly about a week, I want to say now, and I have been absolutely no-lifing the Spellman update with the new cantrip method and farming the bosses method. Keep in mind, guys, I am a creator who, again, has a lot of time to play. I have access to a lot of people that can do quick strats that are viable really fast, and by the time they release this new pack, I feel pretty confident about my time I sunk into the game, and I don't even have half of the cards even max tiered in the game. Now keep in mind, this is an entire week of like almost like essentially no lifing the game, right? But if you simply just open the pack and spend a bit of crowns, you can simply like save yourself 2 days of work. So if you guys watched Cheerval, she actually did 2 hours of farming for her Stormlord, which is what she wanted to get the most effective free-to-play method with the cantrips, right, in Celestia. She simply opened one pack, and then that was equal to 2 hours of her farming, which is insane. Now, I know a 30 drop is pretty rare in the packs, but if I simply just open up one pack right now, so if you look at things right here, right, 8 Fire Dragon, right, that takes, I mean, quite a lot of time just to get 8 Fire Dragon. So again, it's just apparent KingStyle does not respect your time as a free-to-play player, and they just simply care about making the pack and as much money as possible. And again, I get it, it's a business, at the end of the day, that's fine. But I'm of the opinion it should be equal. Paid options and all free-to-play options should be equal. If I'm getting 8 spell elements by simply just opening up a pack once, I should get 8 spell elements by opening up a cantrip chest, by beating Morganth with the new level scale feature. This is just completely unfair, and like I said, for people who have been farming for an entire week, no-lifing the game, right, you can just simply open up a pack in an hour and get everything max tier, which is absolutely insane. And as I said at the start of the video, I'm not making the argument that like, oh, everyone should no-life the game like I did. I get it. People are adults, they have jobs, they can't do it. That's fine. That's reasonable. But things in the game should be reasonable. The argument here is with the devs, not the other players. You as a player should be able to do cantrip chests if you want. Do the Arc 2 level skilling if you want. Pay to progress if you want. That's fine. But one should not literally be 8 times or up to 30 times better than the other. That's just not fair, and that's bad game design. And I'm just like really triggered about this, man, because like I just hate that I feel as a player that I literally have to buy crowns and I have to now pay if I want to compete. Because I know that the community knows that the best way is to pay and the fastest way, so everyone's just gonna pay to get everything max tier, and then hop into PvP or whatever, and just call it a day. But if you've invested an entire week into actually getting the spell elements, you're gonna have to invest at least another 2 weeks before you can even get into PvP probably, and do everything with max tier cards, which I think is really stupid. So now, simply, if you're not paying, even though you no-life for the last week, you're still going to lose in the game, even though you invested all those hours and those days and those time in the game. It's just simply not fair. And I think even as anybody who can, you know, support whaling or opening up the pack in this case, I think you guys can hear that, look at that, and agree it's unreasonable. It should be the same energy across the game, right? If I'm getting 8 Fire Dragon and 4 King Arts in this pack, I should get 8 Fire Dragon and 4 King Art, beating Morganth, you know, doing Celestia boss fights, opening a cantrip chest. And you could even make the pack better slightly by only offering 30 drops in the pack, because again, that's pretty lucky. That's fine, whatever, sure, go ahead. And not have 30 drops in cantrip chests or PvE, fine, whatever. But on average, it should be even across the board. Not one is simply objectively better than the other. So anytime I open this pack, I'm never going to get a spell that's not 1, right? So look at here again, there's not a single spell that's not just 1. It's a bulk. It's 6 Efreet and 4 Efreet for 10, then 4 Dragon here, right? It's just astronomically better every single time you open the pack, right? It's not just 1, it's like 6 times. Again, 10 Efreet simply by here, right? simply by spending like 10 seconds of my time, that's like an hour of progress. Like that is just insane. Like why is that a thing? A good thing about the pack is it's pretty cheap though, right? It's only like 199 crowns and the average pack is what, 400. So the price is really good on the pack, and I think the pack itself is good and fine and all. Again, the whole argument in this video is simply just about the design, and the free-to-play way to get things is nowhere near fair. Because if you do the best free-to-play methods right now, you can literally do an entire fight, invest all your time and energy, and not even get a single spellment. And keep in mind, the max you get is 1 for the card or spell you want. So keep in mind, guys, if you're somebody with 1 or 2 characters, right, and you're opening the pack, again, it's way better because the pack actually gives you stuff for your school. So every time I open the pack here, I'm guaranteed like what, 3 to 4 spells for the scroll I'm on. So I'm on a fire, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 different potential drop pools that are bulked up, right? So if you're just a casual who has 1 or 2 characters, the pack is simply way better by that method as well than the cantrips or the free-to-play boss fights, because those ones give you every single spell for every single school. And as of right now, there's no way to actually transmute any spell elements, right? If I have all this other garbage, right, let's say I'm on a fire, I only have a fire, and I have a shit ton of spell elements for the 6 other schools, I can't transmute those into fire spell elements or anything. So they can maybe make a way to transmute spell elements that you don't want into stuff that you do want, or transmute excess spell elements that you already have. Let's say I have 100, I have max tier King Artorias, right, for example. And I have all these excess spell elements that I don't want. These 48, actually, and literally this scenario. I could take these 48 and put that into 48 Sun Serpent, right? And making it a lot more, you know, engaging, accessible. It would feel better as well. And again, respect the player's time more. So this whole video is simply just me talking wet about the pack. And I think the pack itself, like, is reasonable and fine. Like I said, it's just many times in this video, it's because the free-to-play ways are horrible, absolutely horrible. Like, this has got to be the worst farming I've seen in a while in Wiz. The free-to-play ways to get this stuff is insane. Like, probably as bad as Nova's farming, if not worse than Nova's farming. Like, we're talking that level. And if they simply just make your time be respected, or the free-to-play ways be anywhere near equal to the pack kind of energy, this problem is fine. The pack is fine. The game is fine. But the issue is it's not. There's only one way to actually get your spell elements, and that is simply by whaling and opening the pack. And the players who, again, put in the time, no life the past week or two, whatever, right? Even though they did that, they have nothing to show for it. The people that whale still will end up being ahead, which is really insane considering, again, the people will put a whole week into the game. But yeah, I think this video is pretty good. I think we talked about the pack and how it works and why it's better and why the free-to-play way sucks and stuff like that. And, you know, there's positive and negatives. Mostly negative, though, I guess, you know. I just think this whole pack is controversial. And it's really pissed me off because, like I said, man, I put in all that time, right? And, like, energy, too, right? Energy elixirs, too. Like, I paid as well, guys. You gotta think about that, right? The most effective way the past week was to do cantrip chests, which cost a lot of energy elixirs, especially if you're doing it with the same group. All 3 of you have to spend like 750 crowns every time you run out of energy and keep going, right? So I was spending money to get spellments too. The difference was like the pack wasn't out and my way took time and I was still paying and I'm still getting way less than the pack. So like I said, even people who are like, oh, I don't have time to play the game, I still think you guys can see this, hear this, and still think it's really stupid. Because, again, I know you guys know Wiz does not respect the player's time, and you wouldn't feel good if you spent all this time in a week throwing, you know, your crowns at energy elixirs, and then the pack is out, and it just doesn't matter all that time you put into the game. So I think everybody can kind of agree on this point. But yeah, man, that's it for the video for today. I know I was a little bit ranty, but it's just really pissed me off. And I think the entire community is a little triggered by it as well. Just literally everybody, you know, whether it's people not liking that their time isn't respected, or the people who put in the time and then saw nothing for it, or I don't know, man. I guess the whales are happy with the pack. You know, I'm happy for you guys because the pack is really good. and you can get the spells you want that are cool and all for your school. But yeah, man, that's everything. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and take care.